Welcome back everyone to Shop Dog Fabrication. So today I'm going to learn about powder coating. I've never done it before. I have the equipment. And so the two things that I'm going to powder coat today is one, my coolant radiator overflow bottle. I have another video out on you can make this on the real cheap, or you can leave it, natural finish if you like. I'm going to go ahead and powder coat it because I want to go ahead and make it look finished. I'm also going to powder coat today my 5-gauge cluster. Instrument gauge cluster. These hold 2 5/8 inch gauges. So this is I made on another video as well that you can see on the YouTube channel. And then so what I'll be using today is I'll be using this as my oven. I picked this up, just a cheap convection oven for like 15 bucks. I've got the Eastwood dual voltage powder coating system my wife got me for Christmas. I'll be using some stainless wire here, that I got from Harbor Freight to hold the pieces up as I coat them and put them in the oven. Just for trialing purposes, I just have some inexpensive Harbor Freight matte black powder coat. And I've got some like silicone plugs here if I need them. And I've got some, heat tape as well that can go in the oven. And this is off Amazon. So I can put some links into these things. So the first thing I had done is I had actually pre-cooked the parts in the oven, and I'll pop in a quick little video clip on that. And so the next step I'm going to do is wipe these parts down with acetone and then go ahead and hang them up so then they can be ready for powder coating, to apply the powder coat. So hang tight while I get all that set up. Convection oven to 350 degrees, and I'm just doing a quick preheat on these to bake anything out that might be oils and whatnot. And so when they come out of this, basically I'll wipe them down with some acetone, and then I'll go ahead and put the powder on them. And so now you can see I've kind of got a makeshift booth here. I've got my gauge cluster hanging. I've got a little aluminum foil on top of my rack. I've got my ground hooked up here to, I guess, set it up so the coat will stick to the workpiece. It's not the best setup. What I'll do is I'll kind of powder coat the front side of this, and then I'll carefully lift the rack, rotate it around, and I'll do the back side. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and get my dust mask on. I've got powder in the gun, everything is set up. I just need to connect the air, and we'll see how this works. Alright guys, well the oven has reached 450 degrees, so let me go ahead and grab the instrument cluster and we'll go ahead and set it in the oven. And so now what I need to do is kind of look at it, see when it starts to just gloss over a little bit, and we'll set the timer for 20 minutes, and then we'll have a cooked part, and we'll see what it looks like as I let it cool down. So hang tight, and I'll see you again in about 30 minutes. Alright guys, well I'm waiting for the instrument cluster to finish cooking. It's got about 15 minutes to go. I went ahead and made a stand here, or actually covered up a stand. This is a little welding stand I use sometimes. This is actually a clamp. Just slip the bottle over the end so then I can put the powder coat on evenly, and then I can just set this whole thing into the oven and then let it cook. So like I said, the cluster itself is about 15 minutes away, so I'm going to go ahead and put the powder on this so then I can basically swap out the cluster and then put in this and let this thing cook for about 30 minutes. So it takes about 15 minutes or about 10 minutes for it to start to gloss over, and then a 20-minute cook. Alright guys, and here we go, putting in the bottle. So we'll see how my overflow bottle turns out here in a little bit. Alright guys, so I basically have both pieces done now. I just pulled the coolant bottle out of the oven, so it's cooling off. Both of them turned out great. I had a little light coverage here on the gauge cluster, right here in this corner, and a little on the back. You're not going to see those areas, but for the future I need to come up with a little better way to set this on a rack. Probably just something with a simple bar like so. That way I can easily coat front and back and get to everywhere, compared to doing it in a box like I did to try to catch it. The bottle turned out much better for coverage. It looks really good. So I hope you guys, if you're thinking about doing powder coating, it's really easy to do. It only takes a few steps. Just prep it, wipe it down with some acetone, clean it, or keep your area clean. Go ahead and powder coat it. Use some aluminum foil to cover anything that you don't want powder coating to get on, your stands and whatnot. And then, like I said, you just pop it in the oven. Mine I put in for about 30 minutes total, and they turned out great. So again, if you like what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the little bell for future videos. And thanks for watching.